I mean, Ray Traylor developed a reputation. He was universally loved by his peers just as a person, but also a performer. His ability to get up and down and up and down and move. I mean, big athletic, big man who can move around. It's no wonder Bill Watts loved him, and he continued to get chances with Vince McMahon too. I mean, this version of Boss Man is totally different from the 80s version, but still just as cool.
Oh, he was a moneymaker for Crockett everywhere he went. I was sitting there, we're what, an hour and 15, and I don't know how long we are into the show, but this is the real first match and test young, and he had some potential. Another wrestler gone way, way before his time. But old Ray Traylor, old country boy from Georgia, that just was kind of, like a better word, he was born to be a talent, man. From his first days on TBS, the Superstation, to, you know, he was in the golden era, if you will, WWF, and then all the way through up through here. Ray could go. Always thought well of. He was a work. What they call him? Working big men.
Yeah.
He could just flat out go. Good athlete and a hell of a promo. When you really look at Ray's work as a promo, as the original Boss Man, Hard Time, and all that, I think that's one of the things that folks don't really realize. And the people that just saw him in this era, he didn't get the opportunity, so to speak, to cut promos. Ray's a great talker.
I want to mention something that I'm not sure if it made the rounds in the backstage area, if it was old news by this point, but internet wrestling fans and the quote unquote dirt sheets could absolutely not get enough of talking about the Montreal Screwjob. And there was an interview that happened with the Richmond paper. I don't know, a few days before this, maybe 3 or 4 days before this episode. But in this Richmond paper, they're talking to the Hebners, and they're chronicling, because they're local to the area, and they're just chronicling their experience through wrestling. How they started out working for the Crockett's for just $15 a night, and now they're both in the 6 figures with the WWF. But they, of course, asked about the screw job. And Earl said something like, "It was the most difficult situation I've ever been in this business. It was something I did because I was told to do it. I basically did it to protect the business for the rest of the boys. Here's one guy who was going to screw up 150 guys' lifestyle. The guy already had a $9 million contract. What was the big deal? If you work for somebody and you don't do what they tell you to do, they don't need you." When asked about Hebner swearing on his kid's life to Hart that he wouldn't let anything fishy happen, Hebner admitted to doing so and claimed he kept his word. Quote, "I said I would never count him out, and I didn't. Brett and I were real close, but Brett didn't offer me any money. He didn't say, if you do this, I will give you this. I have a family that I take care of." Earl was in a bad spot. I think we all agree. But when he said, "I said I wouldn't count him out, I didn't do that," I thought that was a belly laugh from hell. How was that received amongst the guys in the business, or was it old news at this point?
It was old news. I don't remember this, but it had been, look, it was a crazy, screwy situation, but it was so far out of control of even Earl. Earl was paid to do a job, and what he would have gone into a business for himself. What upside? But at this point, it was, 2 years old. It was been there, done that. We've kind of rolled through it. But man, to this day, it's one of those things that the lines, I think, are blurrier now today than they've ever been. What say you on that? Because it's,
For sure. I mean, things are where we think we know and it's reported as a fact. And then you realize, oh no, they were just working the media. I mean, you work for a company, so I won't name any examples, but you don't have to look too far to find some of that. Something I wanted to ask you about was another note that made the Observer. There was a Calgary show a couple weeks prior to this, and members of the Calgary Hitmen hockey team were there, and they brought jerseys for you and Deborah and Owen all to wear to the ring. And it's written in the Observer that you guys wanted to do that, but Blackjack Lanza apparently wouldn't let you, I guess because it said Hitman. Is that right? Do you remember this?
now see, I vaguely remember, but I think it was almost as if it's not like people want to roll into this. Oh man, Brett had Owen. No, at this point, the Calgary Hitmen, they're they're a business, and I think they approached, and it was just like Jack said, "Hey man, team has come. Owen, we know we can't. It was never a to do about nothing. What was it? Maybe tabled, but I don't think it was ever seriously considered on either side, to be honest.
Big fire and brimstone promo here from Val Venus. I mean, he's full of piss and vinegar because you just laid him out with the guitar. And now here comes Midian. He's going to be doing a hardcore match here with Mick Foley as Cactus Jack. I guess it's actually Midian and Viscera in a tag match. So it's 2-on-1 for Cactus here. But the match that just finished, Bossman and Test, that's the first match on the show that had a real finish. It was a nightstick on a pole match, bro. They went 7 minutes and 2 seconds. And Meltzer would say, nobody gave a rat's ass about this match. It was a real channel changer, or it would have been. But Nitro was preempted because of basketball. This is something that AEW is still dealing with because Turner still has an NBA contract. So their shows sort of get bumped around and they're all over the place. As a performer, are you cognizant of the fact that there is no Nitro that night? So maybe more people are watching. So let's turn our volume up and bring our A game a little more than normal, maybe.
If you're on Raw or SmackDown or Dynamite or Collision or Rampage, you better be bringing your A game, period. And I think most talent view it that way. What's interesting is, and back in these days, the Attitude Era, there was always the side-by-side monitors, and we wanted to be on the air when they're in commercial break and all this. With them not off, I think our breaks and our matches of our time and everything was probably pretty much what we expected. There were times during the Attitude Era when, matches either believe it or not, got lengthened or shortened because we always wanted to be on the air when the competition went to their commercial break. And now with picture in the picture, it's amazing how the majority of that all goes away. Because the content never stops.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson here to tell you a little more about what AdFreeShows.com is all about. Get early, ad-free access to more than a dozen of your favorite wrestling podcasts every single week, starting at just $9. That's less than 20 cents an episode each month. And yes, you can listen to them all directly through Apple Podcasts or your regular podcast apps. How easy is that? Ad-Free Shows also has thousands of hours worth of bonus content and docuseries like Title Chase, Eric Fires Back, Conversations with Conrad, and The Insiders. Plus new series like The Book with David Crockett, Monday Mailbags with Mike Chioda and Nick Patrick, and a whole lot more. And you want to talk about early? You can't get any earlier than listening to the shows live. You can be a part of the live studio audience as we record the podcast. Plus, ride shotgun alongside your favorite childhood heroes for live watch-alongs, Q&As, and other interactive experiences every single month. Come on now, see for yourself what thousands of other wrestling fans from around the world have discovered, that AdFreeShows.com is the best value in wrestling. Check it out today, and hey, when you do, the first week is completely free. AdFreeShows.com.